Ooh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. This is episode number 3 of Birdies and Banter. I am your host, Patrick Abadilla from the MPP Live. Shout out to all you who follow the MPP Live. And I'm with my co-hosts.
Yep, yours truly. I thought he was gonna do the intro, Dane. I got dressed up. Yes, sir. Derrick out here. What's up, my friends? In the audio and visual wonderland of Birdies and Banter Part 3. I guess you guys loved it so much we decided to do a third episode. And it's great. And thank you for supporting both our podcasts, by the way. I don't think podcast is not a competition. I know people listen to Patrick and know what they're doing. They've been killing it. Obviously, we're gonna start getting some guests on later this month. But yeah, the reason you're here, and by the way, folks, this is a green jacket. I know it's black. If you up the brightness, maybe it's like forest green, like kind of like Patrick's wedding colors.
My co-host can't afford a nice ring light camera.
Yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this in the Al Palo area. We got the light above me, like at Augusta
Spotlight.
National. We got green right here. A little bit of the Timu Athletics colors. But yeah, we're excited. So I had to dress formal, and no logo, by the way. So I'm not gonna get sued. We're not gonna get sued. No Augusta National logo. So we are looking good.
Yeah, that's Derek from the Chronicles from the Upper Deck. He didn't even
Yes,
mention his
sir.
own podcast. He was
Hey,
just,
I like to spread the love. I was propping you up. People know where to find me. Come on.
do they?
Yeah,
What
they do.
happens if they didn't see the first two episodes? They don't know you.
Oh, they can
Well,
just
you
find
gotta
it on
introduce
Instagram.
yourself.
I have like 1,000 posts on Instagram, man. I got to stop with that. I got to do more stories. Oh my God, we're already off the trail, folks. We're
We're
already off
already
the
off the
road.
rails. It's been a long week. So yeah, preview of the Masters. Thank you for everyone watching our preview and recap of the Players Championship. That was a great championship as Rory captured the title there. And we'll talk about Rory later in the show about completing the slam. But at first, we're doing a little different than we did for the players. We're gonna get to the players that we are choosing to win the Masters. A little different that we're doing this major. We are doing two players that we like, another player that's either a live golfer or a former champion. And yeah, so we got three players this time. And Derek will cover social media pics by people who wrote in. And I think we do have an Instagram comment.
We have
Uh,
like a comment and then two Instagram posts. See what the Masters does. It brings out of these casual golf fans out of the woodworks and they start
that's right.
popping in. So let's go. It's gonna, yeah. I know you guys are trying to still bet your money. I know at our work we have a Masters pool. I think I'm in like two different pools with, an IJGA one and then our work one. Gift cards are on the line, folks. So, we got to
Yeah,
get those gift cards. We don't want to be spending in this inflation crisis where we don't want to be spending that much. We got to use the gift cards.
exactly, exactly. So let's get into this here. Personally, I think there's only out of the field, I think there's only 25 to 30 players that have a chance to win. There is a lot of first time golfers in the field this year. But with my three picks, I would say they are veterans with two former champions. So I did go off the rails here.
Uh-oh.
Um, my first pick, you ready for this, Dick?
Since I don't have a drum set here.
Thank you. Wow, that was awesome. My first pick is gonna be John Rahm.
Okay.
John Rahm, he's at plus team 1400 odds, 14 to 1. He's like fifth, maybe fifth or sixth to win. Coming off last year, uh, it was his first time coming back to the Masters where he was coming off live off his he just went to live that year,
Hmm.
and he was the talk of the town, so a lot of media coverage. It was a big name, John Rahm leaving the PGA to go to live. So this year he's a little more quiet, has another kid, brought the whole family out. So he's doing the same routine um, as his 2023 win, where he's coming later to the course and he's not getting there like 2 weeks in advance. So a little change there. And then what else I got on John Rahm and why I like him? Oh, Colt Knost. Shout out to him. Colt Knost.
Cote
Knost.
knows the legend.
Knost. Yeah, man. He's retired broadcasting now. He recently played around with John Rahm and he said his game is back. So that's why I
Oh,
like him. I don't know. Maybe Colt knows something, that we
yeah.
don't all know. And then my last thing about John Rahm, he hasn't finished outside the top 10 on Live since his time joining. So that's pretty impressive. Even though he plays with no name golfers, but shout out to him.
No name covers. Damn. Anthony Kim watching us right now. Man, we can't do that to the AK.
He's injured. He's already out for the year.
Yeah, so I'll just do. I think we could do a rebuttal, right? Yeah, we still got time
Okay,
on this.
fine.
So, yeah, why not, man? My opinion, your opinion, we can
No,
match
no,
it
I
up
just
here.
know you. I just want you
Yeah.
to, have all the time that you need.
No, I'm not gonna take up time. It's not like Shaq and Chuck on Inside the NBA, 1-2, back to one or whatever. Yeah, John Rahm, tied for seventh at Royal Troon last year at the Open. Could have medaled at the Olympics, and then Scotty Scheffler just came along and boat raced the field at Lake Golf Nacional. I think everybody's hopping on the Rahm train. I think obviously, since he won there a couple years ago, I'm not per se because I don't know. I don't know where his head's at. I know he did a press conference earlier this week saying, he still believes he's the top 10 player in the world, rightfully so. I mean, he's 75th right now, entering the week in the world. But he could surprise me. I think, his game's made for that course specifically. But like I said, I don't know, for some reason, I'm just not in on him this year. I think I
Yeah.
just got to see more, elite golf per se. And not just, doing these little 54 hole weekend net tour events for Live Golf. That's what it is. It's a weekend net tour event.
Damn. If only. If only.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's all they play. They don't play Thursdays.
Nope.
All
Nice.
right, who are your other picks, Mr. Abadilla?
Wait, I thought you were gonna
I
say your
thought
picks.
Oh, I thought you were just
That
gonna,
was,
you
I
sounded
thought that
like you're
was,
going
that was,
three.
I thought
Oh, we
that's
were
what you
already off
meant
the
about your
rails.
rebuttal. No?
We
Okay, fine. I'll
thought we
go.
were off the rails, folks.
Okay, fine.
Oh
I'll
my
go to my next
goodness.
player.
Go
All
for it.
right.
Go for it.
I said that I was gonna have two former champions. I'm going with Jordan Spieth this year.
Uh-oh.
Yep. I'm on the Jordan Spieth bandwagon. He won in 2015. It's been 10 years since his last victory. He's got plus 3,300 odds. Um, you know, we all remember his meltdown on number 12. What year is that? 12,
2016, the year after.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely playing in his mind. The last four appearances, though, he's been tied for third, missed cut the next year, tied for fourth, and then mixed cut the year after. So, if you are looking at the trends here, it looks like he's gonna have another top five finish and maybe even number one this week. He has been playing well in previous tournaments. He was close. He was near the top at the Players Championship in round one or round two, whenever it was. But fun fact for Derek, if he doesn't know this, I'm sure he probably does because he knows everything about stats and past winners. Jordan Spieth is has the lowest scoring average at Augusta, and it is 70.95. That's the best among all the players in the
Yeah.
field. So
Yeah. Jay Spizzle, I feel like he's found his game. It's going in the right direction. I would not be surprised to see him, make a run at this thing. I think the vibes are just high, and I think that surgery, I don't know what happened, but his game's headed in the right direction. I think he's just going back to focusing on the fundamentals. Obviously, 10 years ago, Pat, that he won the Masters. We were in high school, man, and time has flown by. I remember watching that, and like,
yeah,
who's this kid coming on the scene and taking the
yeah,
golf world by storm? We obviously 2016. I mean, that was just tragic, and Daddy Willett, ascended to the leaderboard and right into the Butler cabin.
yep,
But I like Jordan's game. I think that's a trendy pick. I have to see what he does tomorrow and Friday, and just not play come from behind golf on Saturday and Sunday. I want to see him around that top
yep.
10 to 12 range.
I could always have just picked Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler, but I didn't, and this is why you could say all three of these players could be dark horses. Maybe, the odds are on their, four digits, not three. So, um, before I get to the last pick, I do want to say maybe Rory or Scotty may be winning this week, but I didn't pick them just to be have some
Gotta
fun
make
with
it
this.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, gotta
just to
make it
have fun with
interesting.
this. I could get
Yeah,
this
no,
pick. So,
why not?
so my third and final player, I'm going to keep picking this guy until he wins one. I'm going with Shane Lowry, plus 3,500 odds. How can you not like this guy? His game is on fire right now. It's his 10th Masters appearance, so lucky number 10. He's gonna get it done. He has three straight top 20s in major championships. The last 5 years, he's made the cut, and in 2022, his best finish was tied for third. He's always like near the top, I would say. He just never has quite put all four rounds together. And then, another fun fact for Derek. He may already know this, but he is fifth this year on the PGA Tour for proximity to the hole. That's Bryce's favorite stat right there, all on all of the PGA. So shout out to Shane Lowry.
Shout out to our boy Bryce Leo. The man knows every sport, every music genre there is to know. You can hear his laugh from a mile away because his office is on the other side of our building. Um, yeah, Shane. I mean, he has found his game again. Obviously, he has that major championship at Royal Portrush back in 2019, which we are going to see the Open there again later this year. Like I said, T6, T19, T6 in the final three majors last year. The vibes are looking strong, but the one thing that concerns me, and I think this concerns every amateur golfer.
I
The
think
putting.
all the players that I've chose,
Yeah.
they all concern you.
You're always gonna have concerns. No, it's not Tiger Woods cyborg era 2000, man. Is the putter? I'm a little worried about the putter because I've seen him miss some like really, well, 5 to 7 feet is usually your good makeable range for professionals. So if it gets to Sunday and it's like on 15 or 16, he's either going to miss it right or left. So hopefully, if he just has that right, he has that good ball striking that works well at Augusta. But just a little worried about those par savers that you need to get slip on a green jacket.
Nice. Speak of the devil, Bryce Leon sent me something on Instagram. So shout out to
Maybe
you, Bryce.
maybe he's tapping into our show, tapping into our feed
Maybe
here. So I'll go with my three picks. Do this rapid fire here. This guy's a former live golfer, or not a former. He's a former champion and a current live golfer. That
nice.
is one Captain America. Remember him, Patrick Reed. That is right, my friends. The 2018 Masters champion. 8 starts this year on live, four top tens around the world. I know he just recently qualified a few weeks ago for the Open Championship. Um, and I believe this was in Asia. Yeah, an Asia Tour event. Him, Carlos Ortiz, Jason Kokrak got 1, 2, 3 finish at the International Series Macau on the Asian Tour. So that's where it's gone. But listen, Pete Reedy has a good history. Um, you know, win four top 12 results in the last 7 years starts at Augusta. I feel like he's going to have a sneaky good run. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the mix on Sunday, and people are going to be like, where did he come from? Remember, and he's gonna have his remember me moment. Number my second pick, and really this guy has been having a career defining year, and every major it seems like he's always popping up on the leaderboard, always. And that's Russell Henley, the Georgia Bulldog.
Nice
Last
pick.
25 starts, he of course got that win at Bay Hill after Colin just imploded on the last couple holes. He
Yeah.
finished seventh at Pinehurst at the U.S. Open, fifth at Royal Troon, 10 top 10s over that time frame. Um, he's 35, and I feel like he's found a groove in his game that nobody's ever seen from him. Driving accuracy, which is good in Augusta. Approach proximity, which is good. He's one of the leaders in that. I feel like Russell is one of those guys that will sneak into Butler Cabin and get that green jacket. I feel like we're due for a winner that nobody expected this year. I don't know
Yeah,
why. I think we've been spoiled the past couple years with like Rom, Hideki,
Scotty.
DJ,
Scotty's
and
won like
Scotty.
two of the last three.
Yeah, Scotty Wood. I feel like we're due for just a random guy to win a veteran, and that's going to be Russell Headley. I could go Scotty. I think everybody wants to go. Everybody in the world wants to go with Scotty, but I'm going to go with this man, and that is going to be the one, the only, from Hollywood, Northern Ireland, Rory McIlroy. Listen, it's time. I was watching a podcast called Four Please. It's on the Masters YouTube channel. Marty Smith does a great job. He was interviewing Scott Van Pelt last night, and he said, I believe that certain athletes or people have fate go their way. I feel like, and he said, I believe this is Rory's year. Don't know why. He just said, I believe this is Rory's time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rory, two wins, TPC Sawgrass and at Pebble, right down the road from us. I just feel like he's in a good headspace, a good mindset. He's preparing the right way. Why not add your name to the list of the guys like Ben Hogan, Gary Player, Gene Sarazen, Jack Nicklaus, and his idol Tiger Woods, and also shout out Bobby Jones, who did the original Grand Slam before there were the four majors. He won the U.S. Open, the Open, U.S. Amateur, and the Amateur back in that year. I believe 1929. He was the first one to do it. Um, yeah, I feel like it's Rory's time, and if not now, when? And I feel like this is the year he gets it done, and the golf world will
Yeah.
go bonkers, folks.
Well, before you get to the social media picks, you didn't give me time to rebuttal you on any of your
Oh,
picks.
okay.
I didn't
Well,
want to
I
stop
just
you.
rapid
Yeah,
fire, man. We got
yeah, it's
time for the
fine.
rapid
It's cool,
fire.
man. It's cool. That's what
Go
I
for
say.
it.
That's fine. My one say, I do like Russell Henley. I
Yeah.
do have him, I think, chosen in one of my pools. Um, Spoiler if you haven't done that. Did you mention he's like number seven in the world?
No, I did
Russell
not,
Henley.
but I figured
Crazy.
the
The
golf
top 10
fans
player. He's just probably like the quietest, like no one even knows that he's number
going about
seven
his
in the world.
business. Yeah.
What a comeback for him. Getting to Rory, I heard on a podcast that Rory's coming in with a new mindset. He doesn't shoot well first round and the second round. He turns it on the third round, the fourth round. So the first round and second round, or this year in total, he's gonna play more conservative and not gonna attack Augusta. So we'll see how that plays out. That's his mindset for this week. If he gets first round, if he goes out there and shoots like 69, 70, it's way higher than his average. I think it's like 70.
Like
For
73,
round one.
74.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah. If he goes out there and shoots over par, it's a wrap. I don't think he's getting it done the rest of the weekend. But
Yeah.
yeah, curious to see if Rory can get it done. And he did win, like you said, uh, two tournaments before coming into the Masters. That's something he hasn't done. So usually, so vibes are
Yeah.
high, man. Vibes are high.
I know everybody's, I think I picked him, I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago. I predicted that on my Instagram contest, which is still open right now, DQ42 Golf Life. Nice plug right there. I picked him like 2 or 3 years ago. I think that's one of the years he shot like a 75 or 76, and I'm like, I'm never picking this guy
In
again.
the last round or no?
Yeah, or
Well,
in the first round. Yeah, in the
yeah,
first
the round
round, and
that he
then
choked and he was up by
yeah,
four and then shoots 80 in the final round. Yeah,
2011. Yeah, Charles Schwartzel won't forget because he
GG.
has that green jacket from that year. But yeah, hopefully, I think Rory just needs to attack the par fives. I think that's really the birdieable holes. Attack them, eagle, birdie. There's certain par fours on the front nine that are a little tricky, and you just need to drive it in the right places. But I have faith in Mr. McIlroy. I think this is the year that he gets rid of all the major demons. He hasn't won a major in 11 years. Can you believe that, Pat? I mean, we were in high school still, so that's hard to believe. It's been 11 years since his triumph at Royal Liverpool or excuse me, at Valhalla with the PGA. So he's due. It's time. It's time.
Complete the slam.
Complete the slam, baby.
Yeah, crazy. And
Yeah.
we get to it. There's a lot of players that only need one more major. Philly and Spieth.
Yeah.
We'll talk about those, I'm sure, later this year.
Hmm.
But yeah, just a couple more players that just need one more major to complete the slam, and Rory definitely has a good chance this year. I think that's also because the field is not as strong this year. I would say a lot of people aren't really on their games as as previous years. So
Yeah,
there's
this is
only a couple people that they're. I don't even think in people are saying that Scotty's not even in up to par yet. He's still struggling here and
he's still
there.
finding this
So
game. Yeah.
um yeah, I don't know.
Plus
Too many.
95 players, it's easy to divvy up the field and know who's going to miss the cut right away, and he will
That's what I'm saying, man. Like
conversation.
25 to 30 players
Yeah,
have a chance to win.
yeah.
I don't think Brian Campbell isn't gonna do it this week.
Yeah, you never know. We see stranger stories. Fuzzy Zeller's the last first time player to win it back in 1979. It could happen.
Minwoo, let him
Minwoo
cook.
Lee, Nico Echeverria, who won the par three contest earlier today.
Yeah,
It could happen, folks. It could happen.
yeah. Shout out to JJ Spawn. You
And
don't want to
JJ
win. You
spotted.
don't want to win the par three contest.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, well, you could say that's another playoff he lost. Huh? He's 0 for 2 for playoffs.
I didn't even know they were broadcasting that until because it stopped. They coverage stopped at one or something. And I'm like, okay, I was watching A's game, Giants game, and then all of a sudden, Twitter, Nico Echeverria won. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't see that. Well, I want to know what they did. Was it a playoff, chip off, putt off? Who knows?
I'm
But
sure they played like the last hole.
yeah, I think JJ's cool with it. He'd rather have what I got on, except with the Augusta logo on there.
All right, let's get into these social media picks. Who we got and who they got.
Yes, yes. And by the way, thank you guys so much for having the time to actually think about your picks. I really appreciate it. So the first one, shout out to Michael Malberg and Malberg Real Estate, and he said Matt Fitzpatrick, but he feels like he's going with Scotty. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet with Matt Fitzpatrick. His best finish is like a tie for 22nd. That was at the Arnold Palmer. The dude's in the swing wilderness, if you will. I know him and his caddy Billy Foster just split.
Yep.
I would not. I would stay away from Matt Fitzpatrick. He is still fighting his game. Yeah, I would just stay far away from him as possible. My guy Isaac Flores, shout out, who's leading my pickup contest on the Instagram machine, which I know Patrick's a part of. He's going with the former champion, 2021. Some say he had the best champions dinner of them all. That is the one. That is the only. Hideki Matsuyama, sixth in the world. Broke the scoring record at Kapalua earlier this year. Uh,
Didn't he
his
miss the cut at the
been
players,
okay.
right?
Was that?
Didn't he miss the cut at the players?
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't
His
we
game,
predict
yeah,
that?
he missed it by like one or two shots. I think the one thing is a short game. We know the ball striking there. We know the driving's there. We know he lets go of it one hand. It's a short game. It's the approach shots. If he could dial that in, and I think Hideki's one of the best players that will just show up to a golf course and have no form, and then just magically find it over the day, over the like a day or
Yeah.
like a 12-hour span. So I'm not. I'm keeping my eyes on Hideki. I feel like he could make a move there. I would not be surprised to see that happen. Another guy who was a first year player last year and decided to finish runner up, that is the one, Ludwig Oberg, not Aberg, Oberg, the Texas Tech
Forward.
Red Raider. Uh, had that win at Torrey Pines at the Genesis, was leading at the Farmers until he got sick. But coming in, two missed cuts. Driver, we know, is on point. Iron game's on point. Like I said, it's something that Victor Hovland struggled with too. Is just that short game, the wedges. He lost strokes around the green last year in all four majors. If he can get around 55 greens in regulation, Adrian, I feel like that would be. And by the way, Adrian Sahagan sent that in from Hack Till We Die Golf. Uh, so yeah, I think I would just gonna be curious to see what Ludwig does on the greens, around the greens, especially when you are left with those tricky approach shots like we see at Augusta National. I want to see how he approaches that. If he is going to be all gun ho and just try to spin it, you can't. You got to utilize the slope, and we'll see. Ludwig is a trendy pick, but like I said, I'm curious to see what his short game is going to look like heading into tomorrow.
Yeah, awesome that people sent in their picks. Uh, yeah, curious. two guys that I always want to root for now, Akshay Bhatia and
Yeah,
Sahith Theegala.
yeah.
Both of those guys, man, I just love watching them. Both of their personalities are amazing. And I hope they do well this week as well.
Akshay,
You always have players that you want to, I want them
yeah.
to do good no matter what.
Akshay, please fix your putting, man. I don't want to see what happened at the Players on Saturday and Sunday. Please, my brother, fix it.
He's still using the broomstick,
Oh
so
yeah,
yeah.
it just gives me anxiety, and we're 25, 3,000 miles away. Sahif, I want to, he hasn't really contended in majors too much, so I think if he gets a top 10, top 15 finish, that is a good result. So I want to see him contend more in these big events and even in signature events too during the regular season, because he has all the tools in the world. He's just got to put it together. We've seen kind of that documented on Full Swing, the Netflix show.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that he shouldn't have been, one of the main characters for Full Swing, but I think he has the personality.
Yeah,
He has a great family behind him. He has a
yeah,
great, his girlfriend's always there.
yeah.
Supposedly she hit in the water this year again, so, um, it's tough. It's tough out there, but, um, part three recap. Any thoughts on that? We said Nico won. JJ Spawn was tied for the lead there.
Yeah, I really like the overall coverage that ESPN did. I know the part three, there's some haters that don't like the kids right around the course. Uh, I'm for it and against it. I'm for it because this might be the only time that some of these guys get to play Augusta National, especially the first timers. You don't know when you're going to go back. The other half of it is just I saw Sam Burns' kid
Dip
tap
his
his feet into
toes.
water. That was a little
That's great.
concerning. A little concerning there.
What? That's
Yeah,
great. That's
yeah.
so fun.
I don't know. They might have alligators, man. It's
Uh,
I don't
at
know.
Augusta National? Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
you never know. You never know what they do over there. But yeah, overall, I liked it because ESPN had active players. So Wyndham Clark was in the morning wave as an analyst, and Max Homa was in the active wave. So that's really cool. Something neat that I liked overall this year. I know Keegan Bradley got a hole in one, I believe, and I believe we had one more. Maybe it was at Chippery or something like that. But overall, hey, it was
Pepco
just good
got
to
one.
watch something on a Wednesday during the downtime at work.
What do you mean I was working the whole time?
Right. Yeah, we were yelling at the computer.
Brooks Koepka got a hole in one as well, and I think someone else. Lucas Glover?
Oh yeah, it was
No,
Brooks. Yeah,
Tom Hoagie.
Tom
Tom
Hoagie.
Hoagie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, overall, I always enjoy the part three contest. Unlike Derek, I do love seeing all the family and all the kids running around. I thought it was great that Sam Burns dipped his child in the water.
it was his feet. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it pulled
a
down.
little splash. Max Homa said his kid really wanted to see the duckies. Ended up just being geese, so that was fun. But yeah, good times overall, great event.
Yeah,
And one last thing before we wrap up this Masters preview. This is Bernhard Langer's last Masters. I mean, this guy's a legend on the Champions Tour. He's the most winningest player, I think,
hmm
on that tour.
hmm
He's gonna hang it up after this year. Can't hang with the big boys anymore. Um, you know, everyone knows when their last time is, or when it's time to hang it up. But uh, what a legend, Bernhard Langer.
yeah, yeah. Ruptured his Achilles. It was supposed to be last year. He ruptured his Achilles and
Yeah, that's right.
couldn't make. I think he was still recovering, and then all of a sudden recovered. Won like a couple of hits on the Champions Tour.
Yeah,
If I was that age, I wish I could be playing golf like that. I mean, I see a bunch of guys that are work who play in our tournaments. And one thing about like the players in the senior division, they just hit it straight, accurate, and
right
let
down
the
the
ball
middle.
check up. Yeah, it's just really amazing. But Bernhard Langer, two-time Masters champion, 1985 and 1993. The guy's a legend in every sense of the word, all class. Um, who would have thought switching to the broomstick putter, the belly putter, would have changed his career and made him just a superstar uh, on the Champions Tour. So would not be surprised to see him make the cut. I mean, the guy just fights a way to make a cut. And like you mentioned, the course is getting longer for him. And I think that's one good thing about seeing this event too is just you can see all these former champions of yesteryear still come out, get celebrated. Nobody celebrates their champions like the Masters. And Bernhard, obviously, one of the great champions, one of the great ambassadors globally for the game of golf, and what he did for Germany as well, introducing Germany to golf. We saw guys like Marcel Siem and also Martin Keimer, who won two majors as well, just like his idol Bernhard. So, congratulations, Bernie. And I know it's not it for him. He's still got a couple more years on the Champions Tour. At this
Yeah.
point. He keeps extending his career out there. He's not done winning out there, but yeah, it's gonna be a celebration for him. Um, and what's gonna be the emotional part too is just seeing him walk up 18, get that ovation that he deserves.
Yep.
Walking up and see the patrons give him an applause.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're looking forward to a great Masters this year. Good weather this year as well. It's going to play firm and fast, so looking
Yep.
forward to that. We haven't had sunny weather in a couple of years now, so it's going to be a great overall tournament, and excited to see who comes out on top. Again, we'll have a recap on Monday, Tuesday that comes out. What are thoughts and opinions. Hopefully, one of our guys lifts the trophy and puts on that green jacket at the end of the day. So, hopefully, everyone enjoyed. Go follow both of our podcasts at the MPP Live for me, and then at
CFTUD
it.
Pod
Yeah,
Chronicles of the Upper Deck. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We're on all the podcast platforms, baby. And just because I didn't promote it at the beginning, I'm going to promote it at the end. Let's go. And we're also on X as well. So thank you guys for watching and supported. We really appreciate it. I know we got our loyal fans, Patrick's mom, Mrs. Abadilla. Shout out to Jackie who watches us. And we also got a lot of people tuning in now that golf season has officially started for most of these guys.